Nikola Topic, not only dealing with a partially torn ACL, but it turns out he's also coming up a little bit short in the lengths department. What is up, San Antonio Spurs fans? Welcome to TSR Sports. Came across an article from Spurs Talk last night, and I was like, you know what? I want to share that with the Spurs community because we've talked about him here and there, but we haven't really dug deep into Nikola Topic and what's going on with him. And well, there's been a lot going on with him. Let's get right into the article, Spurs fans. Nikola Topic, the 18-year-old point guard from Serbia, was once projected to be a top pick in the 2024 NBA draft, suffered a partially torn ACL, and his reported 7-foot wingspan turned out to be only 6'5.5" this week when he was confronted with an official tape measure. Just under 6'6". Now, to put that in perspective, Spurs fans, I'm 6'4" and have a 6'8" wingspan. Yes, I measured. So this is where it's coming up short. Usually wingspans are about 3 to 4 inches, maybe a little more, maybe a little less, but well, on average about 3 inches more than a player's height or person's height. And he got short little arms, so take that for what you will. Anyway, let's get into the article. European scouts have unanimously told me that the Spurs weren't one of the teams doing the extra legwork tracking the Serbians' play this season. Interestingly, Topic admitted that he hasn't been contacted by the Spurs during the draft process, which might confirm San Antonio's lack of interest. Okay, so not interested at all. Interesting. If the Spurs were never interested in Topic, this news doesn't change anything. They weren't going to pick him before, and they aren't going to pick him now. However, there's a chance that the Spurs like Topic so much that they were doing all they could to throw other teams off their trail. Perhaps if they were seriously planning to pick him at 4, the Spurs would simply wait until number 8 now. So let me throw my 2 cents in right there. If the Spurs pick him at 4, I would be livid. The injury scares me. There's other things with his game that concern me, much like everybody in the draft, but the injury's the biggest thing. And if we used our 4th pick overall, I would lose it. If we drafted him 8th, honestly, at this point, I'm not a fan, but I would accept it. Maybe he'd be like a draft and stash. Well, Chet Holmgren was a draft and stash, but he's eventually stashed with his injury. Maybe he's a player we just hold out for a year and get him at 100%. Drop a comment down below. If we pick this Topic at 8, would you be okay with that? Or are you just, nope, no way? And that's the reason I want to do the video, because I still see a lot of you are on board with him. So I'd really have to get feedback after we discuss this article. The case for drafting Nikola Topic. The most promising trait for Topic is unquestionably his passing. He has great court vision, reads defensive perfectly, passes with pristine timing, and his basketball IQ is extremely high. That's one thing we like, right? High IQ basketball. He's a type of point guard who knows exactly where all 4 of his teammates are on the court and at times is prepared to punish a defender that takes one false step. He processes the game so fast that he knows how to beat a shot. Oh my gosh, I'm struggling here. How to beat a shot blocker before the shot blocker has even formulated his plan. Overall, Topic plays a smart, mature game. In theory, he could form a deadly 2-man game with Victor Wembanyama. The case against drafting Nikola Topic. Lack of athleticism is a concern. While he exhibits some wiggle when he gets to the rim, he's otherwise underwhelming in the athleticism department. Defensively, his lack of speed, quickness, or length are definite issues. It's not clear what type of player he could guard in the NBA. Okay. I'm not even sure he has the athleticism to elevate above the rim in traffic. Successful below the rim finishers in the NBA are typically blessed with strength, burst, power, or speed. And he isn't that type of athlete. While he shoots free throws well, Topic doesn't shoot anything else well. Oh, ouch. That's a bit of a dagger right there, huh? Doesn't shoot anything else well? Is that true? I haven't seen him play a ton. Can he not shoot anything else for free throws? Topic is also a poor three-point shooter at this stage of his development, and we're seeing that with a lot of the guys the Spurs are potentially looking at. His mechanics are primitive, and he struggles to shoot off the dribble or off of movement. In short, this would be another prospect whose shot we have to fix. We talked about Stefan Castle. There's a plethora of players that if we draft them, this is one of the things we're going to have to work on. We would be drafting essentially a non-shooter. And we've talked about on this channel, that's something we can't really afford right now. But then again, you can also make the argument, TSR, we're not trying to win right now, so non-shooter away. From sources I've talked to, NBA teams are operating under the assumption that he will miss the entire 2024 and 25 season. So if we drafted him at 8, I'm going with 8 here. Oh my gosh, not 4. We draft him at 8. This would be a stash for a year. Recover, learn the system. And hey, Chet Holmgren turned out fine after sitting for a year, so I'm not saying you can be Chet Holmgren at point guard, but maybe for those of you that are all in on having the best draft position in 2025, having one of these lottery picks not play next season would certainly probably help us not be as good. That being said, I still think Wimmy's too darn good for us to be anywhere near as bad as we were last year. Look at the last few weeks of the season. We started winning some games left and right, and that was without Sohan and Vassell. Don't start. We're better off without them. That's not the conversation I want to have here. Final thoughts on the Spurs drafting Nikola Topic. Let me move that down a little bit. From everything I've heard, and this is Al Jealous on Spurs Talk, the Spurs were never looking to draft Topic. But obviously there's always a chance he has quietly been their main target in this draft. Getting a tall, smart, pass-first 18-year-old point guard who shoots 90% at the free throw line has to be enticing. At least on favor. If Topic was their player 2 weeks ago, he's most likely still San Antonio's player now. We're just a little over 2 weeks away from the NBA draft, and I honestly, I can't wait. That's going to be such a big night for us. Pick number 4, pick number 8. And there's the intangibles. What do the Rockets do at pick 3? Because that could heavily shape how we draft moving forward. It seems like Sarr and Rashache are pretty much guaranteed to go 1 and 2, but what if they're not? What if Sarr goes number 1 and then the Wizards take Klingon? We just don't. There's so many variables, so many question marks. What's going to happen in front of us? Could there still be a trade? And then what all these guys we've been talking on the channel, Stefan Castle, Rob Dillingham, Zachary Rashache, Tijan Saloon, Ron Holland, even to this point, as much as I personally have covered prospects for the Spurs, and you guys have given feedback on who you feel will fit, truth is, we don't know. We have no idea who the Spurs are going to take. We have a feeling, a little bit of feeling, but feeling not going to translate to anything on draft night. We've seen it plenty of times where we thought our teams were going to zig, and then they zagged. So Topic, if he's drafted at 8, not my ideal pick. I still would rather go. I've said my perfect draft, and you guys have asked recently, what's your draft board, or who would you like to see? I still like to get something like Rashache at 4 and Castle at 8. I don't think there's a chance of either of those being available there at their respective positions, or at their respective draft spots, at those draft spots. My goodness. So maybe Castle at 4, if the Spurs feel like, we can fix his shot, and then at 8, a wing. You guys have said there's definitely been a very interesting debate on the channel on which wing we should take if we draft a wing at 8. Should it be Holland? Should it be Buzelis? Should we maybe take it? Should we draft Williams? There's another player I'm forgetting. Saloon. I mean, it's going to be a very fun night, but a stressful one. And Miss TSR Sports is making her debut on the channel that night too, because she's a huge UConn fan. She's, I think, at least sort of a Spurs fan. I guess she's a Spurs fan now. So I'm just looking forward to the NBA draft. And whatever happens, good luck to Topic. I hope this injury does not cost him a lot of money, because the further you fall on the draft in the lottery, the less money you're going to make. He was once projected to be a top 5 pick. I can't see that happening. Probably still going the lottery, but not as high as he was going to. That's all I got. Hit the thumbs up, like our sports channel. Again, drop a comment, your thoughts, draft or stay away, and subscribe to become part of our awesome San Antonio Spurs community. Thank you, and always, go Spurs, go.
You know you're to